have enough time. The DLC is almost here, and we need to prepare ourselves for the journey that we are going to take into the Shadowlands. In this video I'm going to show you every single little checklist that you need to complete, every single little thing that you need to do to be prepared for Shadow of the Erdtree. There's many things that you have to do, and first we're gonna start with the obvious. And before we continue, everything in the video description, I have video description links so that you can jump to things that are important, things or quest lines or items that I'm going to showcase in this video. I am going to show you how to get them, but the information should be in there as well. There's also timestamps in the video description, so you can jump to whichever section of the video you think it is more important to you. That being said, like I said, the most obvious things. Getting access to the DLC on itself. For that you are going to defeat Mogwin. That is what you are required to do. This place right here, this is what it's going to take you to the DLC. It is a very difficult fight, and ideally this is what is going to teleport you to the DLC. There's two possible ways that you can accomplish this. Not the easiest, but the fastest is to complete Vare questline. Now, if that's not your jam, you do not want to complete Vare questline, you can also access from this place that I'm showing you right here, which is the Consecrated Battlegrounds. So if you didn't actually complete Vare questline, do not worry about that. You are still going to have access to the DLC, and it is going to be through this little route. I am interrupted by the Sanguine novel that you have right here, but at the end of the day, this is where you're going to find the portal that is going to carry you over towards Mogwin Palace. Now, you do have to defeat Mogwin on itself, which then again, it's a very, very difficult fight. Remember that the DLC is planned for characters that are in between 120 to 150. Now, I'd say, out of everything that we are going to discuss in this video, that the most important thing out of everything is going to be having access to every single little upgrade material. You can purchase every single weapon upgrade for the basic weapons and then for the special weapons as well. But not only that, also for the Spirit Ashes. You can purchase the Ghost-Glovewort that you have right here, and also the Ghost-Glovewort. The bell bearings, that's what you need to gather as soon as you can possibly do. Now I'm going to shut up a little bit and show you exactly where you can find all of these things. Now we focus on that because in the DLC there's going to be plenty of amazing weapons that you are going to definitely want to use, and you want to have the upgrade materials to the maximum, but you also want to have lava tiers which are scattered all throughout the entirety of the game. If you do not have like some with you, then you're probably missing some. Links in the video description on which where can you find each and every single one of them. But coming back to Renala, which is something that you should do as well, complete the Ryan Lucaria Academy, so that you can have a little bit of a respect. So in the events that you, for example, have an intelligence build, such as myself right now, but you found out that you want a faded weapon, you can immediately come back here and respec your character and try as many weapons as you would want to try. So yes, go out there and get as many larval tiers as much as you can, so you can have, and do not use them, save them in there, because you're going to need them to make builds for those new weapons that you're going to have in DLC. Speaking about builds, you're also going to need the cracked tiers. There's a cracked tier for every single little build, and this is a huge important part of every single build that you have out there. Now, granted, there's many cracked tiers for every type of build. Like I said, for example, for a magic one, for a lightning one, which is for a faith one, and then for a holy one, but also for native stats on itself, that you have like the dexterity not crystal tier. I don't have right now the strength crystal tier with me, and yes, they are scattered all throughout the map, but one easy way that you can spot them is, for example, you open your map and you will realize, you'll notice that I have more than anything else, I do have explored every single tree that you see out there in the world. But these icons, these drawings, these trees, they shouldn't have this little thing, the minor Erdtree icon. So you can use that one to find out which ones have you completed or not. Because if you see, for example, a picture, I doubt that I'm going to find a picture on my map, because I have thoroughly explored right here. And but if, for example, you find out that you don't have this icon on this minor Erdtree, you might as well go immediately there, because there's going to be a cracked tier that you don't have for yourself yet, and that is how you can start getting them all. I think that this is one of the obvious ones and one of the most basic of them all, but remember that you have to upgrade your flasks as much as you can possibly do. For that, you are going to need golden seeds. Now, you can follow a guide, but if you finish the game, then you probably have maxed out the usage, the maximum number of usages that you have for your flasks. You can have a maximum of 14 flasks. If you already have reached this right here and you still have golden seeds, then they are of no use to you, because you cannot go beyond this number. So 14 is the maximum. That being said though, finally you are going to need to upgrade your flasks to the maximum to make sure that you have all of your sacred tiers, or to find them on the map. It's actually rather easy, because while we don't have markers on itself on the map, while we have not explored everything else, you can actually use the drawings and the layouts of the map to be able to know what is it that you actually do have and what is it that you don't actually have. So for example, to get the sacred tiers, they are going to be on churches, Marika churches, more than anything. If you go right here, you will see that this has a very distinctive kind of design right here. So take a look at this. This is another one of the churches, and that's where you're going to find a sacred tier. Let's go back to the other one, and you will see that they are fairly equal, or even the same one to another. And also rises. Now the rises are more often than not going to have one thing. This is not going to be consistently at all times, but rises usually have memory slots. The memory slots allow you to attune spells. A lot of people might be thinking that only the spellcasting characters require them. If you're a melee character, you should consider as well completing all of the rises yourself as well. This is a rise as well. It's just that it doesn't have like the icon right here, but that is a rise as well. Like I said, sometimes they do have different talismans, but the amulets are going to be useful even for fighters, because, for example, maybe you want to have a flame grant me strength or sacred bow. You can spend just like 14 points into faith for you to be able to boost your melee character, so I can't stress enough how important it is for every single character to complete their rises. And finally, you are going to want to, of course, get a proper build, a baseline build that you are going to set up for your main playthrough on Shadow of the Erdtree. There's also talismans that you should want to get for that build. You need to have weapons, you need to have armor, you need to have talismans, but builds are a little bit of more of a personalized thing. This video is structured for a checklist that every single player should do before Shadow of the Erdtree, regardless of build. So for example, you might want to make a mage. You're going to need intelligence weapons, you're going to need armor that actually boosts your sorceries or your magic damage, and talismans that are going to boost the magic damage. There are some little bit more of universal talismans like Alexander's Shard, but that being said, they are still build dependent. These are the things that every single build, regardless of, should be making before Shadow of the Erdtree, with the specific one character that you are going to be entering Shadow of the Erdtree, so that you are prepared. Anyways, if you like content, like and super appreciate it. And also, if you're a gorgeous and beautiful person, you're indeed a gorgeous and beautiful person. You are indeed a gorgeous and beautiful person. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Have a beautiful day, and goodbye.